Hello everyone, I'm Joe Zagacki and welcome to Hurricane Game Day with head baseball coach Jim Morris. Coming up on the show, we'll talk baseball with the Hurricane skipper. In Unlimited Access, Justin Antwell sits down with Miami's own sophomore right-hander pitcher E.J. Encinosa. And Assistant Director of Marketing for Baseball Stephen Pugh joins us in the studio. Don't go anywhere. Hurricane Game Day starts right now.
Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome to Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Jim Morris. I'm Joe Zagacki. Welcome here on CSS. This past weekend, the Hurricanes took on the Florida State Seminoles in 3 tough games. Coach Morris is with us as we're coming down the home stretch, not only in the ACC season, but the regular season as well. And Coach, overall 29-15, 3 games against Florida State. You got the final one, but all 3 games you were right there and had an opportunity to win them.
Well, we did. The first game was a killer because the third and fourth inning, I'm not sure who was on the field. It couldn't have possibly been us because we walked 2 guys, hit a guy, and made 6 errors in 2 innings, and we're tied still in the 8th inning, 5-5. So it was a miserable. I didn't think those 2 innings were going to get over with, and then we still got a chance to win it in the 9th. And on a wild pitch that maybe could be a pass ball. The ball got by, and that's the way they won the game, which is a killer that way. And the next day they had great pitching, shut us down. We lose 2-0, but then again in the 9th we had a chance to win it just like we did the other game. And fortunately enough, we scored 5 runs there in the 3rd game and got ahead a little bit, had a little bit of a cushion going into the 9th. But still in the 9th, the game was on the line. So there were some great games for the fans to watch.
See, I said on Friday I thought your ball club was kidnapped by their evil twins, so we were thinking alike.
It's kidnapped by somebody. I'm telling you, I'm ready to go with them at that stage. That was a tough 2 innings.
The game on Saturday, as you mentioned, an opportunity to win. It was a 2-0 ball game. You left, I think, 11 men on base. I know that was particularly frustrating for you. And there were a lot of fly ball outs.
There was. I mean, we had 14 fly ball outs to be exact, which are a lot. And the wind was blowing in, so fly balls were going to be outs pretty much unless you just absolutely crushed it or hit it down the left field line. And Eric Whaley pitched well enough to win, no question about that. 1 earned run. So we lose 2-0. So it was a well-played game defensively and pitching. We had the 1 crucial error.
We mentioned this. We talked about this in the dugout on Saturday. Your team played hard. I thought they played hard in all 3 games, and I think you were proud of the effort.
Well, I mean, it's good. We battled there at the end. We came back even after that 3rd and 4th inning on Friday night. We could have died, you know. We came and battled back and tied the game there in the 8th inning and had a chance to win it in the 9th inning. And sometimes when when you score no runs, it's tough because there's nothing to cheer about. And sometimes I think it's mistaken that players, teams don't care. But if you're behind and you don't have anybody on base and you don't have anything to cheer about, it's hard to be cheering too much if that's the right thing. I've always kind of felt like that anyway in a game like that. And but you got to be in every game, particular those. And if you're not ready, if you can't play against Florida State, then in my opinion, then you shouldn't be playing a game.
Should mention you had 3 outstanding crowds, nearly 15,000 or right around 15,000 for the 3-game series, which was very impressive out at Alex Rodriguez Park. And also the Sunday game, you do win that game 5-1, and you jumped on them in a hurry, got out in front 3-0, but scored 2 runs in the 1st inning.
Well, you're right, Ronnie Rodriguez, going back a ways. Ronnie Rodriguez did a great job of battling there. We had 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and he got the game-winning hit, a line drive to right center to drive into 2 runs. And he got 3 hits on Sunday and had 2 hits on Saturday, actually. And we didn't have to see that sidewinding right-hander they got, which is very tough.
All right, let's talk about how tough the ACC is. The RPI is out this week for the ACC. Your RPI is number 11. Virginia is 2. Carolina 6, Florida State is 7, Georgia Tech 8, Clemson 10, and Miami 11. You're talking about the top 6 of the RPIs that are in the top 12.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it just shows how tough the conference is. If you win in the conference, we actually lost 2 out of 3, and our RPI went up 1. So we got 1. We were 12 or 13 before the series started, but we played 3 close games, and Florida State's having a good season. And if we win one, then I don't know where we go in the RPI.
With an RPI of 11, do you feel like you're putting yourself in position to host a regional?
I mean, I think we do. You know, we still, you know, it's time to get it done here at the end, though, and they take a lot of really in a thought process on where they're putting teams based on that. But 16 teams are going to get to host that regional, and if we can play well the last two ACC series plus against Hofstra, get that done and get the business taken care of there, then I think we have a good chance. I mean, my goal actually is to get in the top 8.
No question.
So you're playing, you're playing Virginia, who is number 2 in the RPI. So you got them on your schedule, and if some way we can go up there and win, they haven't lost a series all year, by the way, and go up there and do it. So they're due to lose, the way I look at it.
Well, they haven't lost very often at all this year. 42-5 for the season. Okay, don't go anywhere. There's plenty to come on the show. When we come back, Justin Antwell sits down with Hurricanes pitcher E.J. Encinosa, who pitched a gem last Sunday against Florida State. Hurricane Game Day on CSS. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Hurricane Game Day. I'm Justin Antwell. Great to be alongside sophomore starting pitcher E.J. Encinosa. E.J., thanks for joining me today.
No, it's a pleasure being on with you guys.
E.J., just how great of a luxury is it to be a student athlete here at the University of Miami? You take classes during the day here at UM, and then in the spring you play some ball for Coach Morris.
It's definitely a beautiful campus. We, as players, like to take advantage of it. We have a beautiful campus, beautiful weather.
You mentioned the weather. You're a Miami native. Just how great is the weather here in Coral Gables?
It's beautiful and it's hot year round. We get to take advantage of, especially on the baseball field. We could play during the winter and stuff like that. We get to practice once we come in the fall, and in the beginning of the spring, a lot of schools are still indoors. We get to take advantage of out here and actually be on the field and working on baseball stuff.
Let's talk about you personally. Now you're making the transition from relief pitcher to starting pitcher. Last year, what did you learn as a relief pitcher that carried over to the 2011 season?
The main thing that I probably carried over is probably keeping my composure. Usually, as a reliever, you come into the game and you have bases loaded, no outs, the game's on the line. You have to be able to slow the game down, get yourself under control, and be able to make pitches rather than just try to hype yourself up, and eventually it's gonna go south from there.
Is endurance also an issue too? You have to build up your endurance now as a starting pitcher?
Well, we worked on it since the fall. We knew I was already going to transition to a starter, so we were trying to work on that. I was building up my innings, and eventually moved up to 6-7 innings, and my arm felt fine, so we were able to bring it into the season.
Is there a different running program when you're a starting pitcher than when you're a reliever?
There's definitely a difference. We work more longer distances, while as a reliever, we just constantly work on sprints, short, explosive stuff. As a starter, you know, after every start, I have my campus run. And then slowly I graduate. We do poles to half poles, 3/4 poles, and then until the game before I do my sprints.
Now, you only work 1 day a week. What are you doing the other 6 days when you're not pitching? Are you scouting the opposition? Are you charting pitches? What are you doing when you're not on the rubber?
Well, we're trying to get my body back into shape again, trying to get, release all the soreness, try to get back into a rhythm, trying to work on little flaws that I might picked up from my last game that I need to work on. Also, as a benefit of being a Saturday guy, I could get to look at the hitters on Friday. I do the game chart, try to see their weaknesses, and work from that with our pitcher coach, JD.
Now, in high school, you're a graduate of Coral Park right here in Dade County. You were drafted by the Minnesota Twins in the 23rd round of the 2009 Major League Baseball draft. Why did you decide to go to college and not pursue a professional career right now?
Well, it's not that hard, you know, coming here to the University of Miami. Grew up playing right here in Miami, and I'd always say I bled orange or green, so it was a pleasure coming here, and I didn't feel I was physically ready, physically and mature. So I wanted to come here and polish up some diamond right there.
And you have your family here all the time at all your games. How great is it? Your mom and your dad, and even your dog comes to games too, right?
Yeah, my dog Bruno. They definitely love it. I feel like everything they buy now is UM stuff, but they really soak it all up in, and they're our biggest fans.
You're a big guy, over 200 pounds, 6'5", but you have a really small dog, EJ. I mean,
Yeah.
how'd that work out?
I don't know. I guess they're one extreme to the other. I guess my parents trying to replace me. Now that I came into college, I have a little teacup Yorkie. I call him Stuart. You know, he's my adopted little brother, but he's definitely part of the family now.
As a starting pitcher, you have a plethora of pitches. Why don't you show the fans what kind of pitches that you demonstrate when you're on the rubber?
Well, basically with me, I usually pitch off my sinker, which kind of looks like a slider to most people, but I run off with my thumb here. On my sinker, I have my slider and what I call the El Cambio in here. Throw more almost like a palm ball. It's a little mixture between a circle and a palm ball here. But that's basically my repertoire right now.
And you know, how great is it working with Coach Arteaga? You know, how much has he developed you throughout your years here?
He's been huge in my development. He's really been there day in and day out with me, working on different pitches. He changed me completely from day one. I dropped my arm angle a little bit more to get more run on my fastball. Started working off a sinker. Because before I used to do a forcing fastball, I used to try to overpower guys rather than actually pitch. So we try to work on more location and be able to work off my off-speed pitches, and it's helped me out tremendously.
You kind of look like Coach Arteaga. Do your teammates tell you that at all?
Yeah, that's my daddy. We mess around a lot, you know. We have some comparisons. I don't think I'm that ugly, but he's pretty. We're pretty similar out there. We get confused all the time, especially when I'm wearing my BP top. Some fans have approached me before, but it's all fun and games.
How great is the camaraderie with the team right now, EJ? It seems like everybody's friends, from the bullpen catcher, you know, to the cleanup hitter.
It's this year that I'm really impressed with these guys, especially being a young group of guys. We've really, you know, we love each other a lot. We try to build on each other, try to help each other out. Now that we're winning, it's more smiles, but it's been fun.
And last one for EJ, it's the Drive for Five this year, 1982, 1985, 1999, 2001. Could 2011 be the year the Canes capture that 5th national title?
That's what we're shooting for. We're always looking for that. We break it down every day. It's always Omaha. That's what we preach here. It's not about, you know, we take the regular season important, but once we get to regional, that's when the season really starts. EJ,
thanks so much for joining me. Continued success on the mound. Stay healthy. I'm Justin Answell for EJ Encinosa. We'll be back with more Hurricane Game Day after this.
And welcome back to the show here, Hurricane Game Day on CSS with University of Miami head coach Jim Morse. I'm Joe Zagacki, and joining us now is Assistant Director of Marketing for Baseball, Stephen Pugh. And Stephen, welcome to the show, and welcome to the University of Miami. You're coming off a good weekend against Florida State in terms of the attendance. Great crowds on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday crowd was very good as well on a warm day.
Yes, we're really pleased with the crowds all weekend. Great fans. They were into the game, so can't ask for anything more.
Coach, you have to be happy for the way it's gone this year. Alex Rodriguez Park at Mark Lake Field has always had a great tradition. We've talked about that a couple times on the show, and great crowds, a lot of energy, and Stephen's been able to enhance that this year.
Well, there's no question. I mean, of course, Coach Frazier was known as the wizard of college baseball, as you well know, and we always had a great promotions, great attendance. And I know when the position opened, and you know, I said, you know, I want to find a guy that's got pro experience in the minor leagues, and he has a lot of experience. He's got college experience, but to me, more important was the pro experience in Texas and Virginia. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think back now. And the marketing and selling tickets, and everywhere he was at, they were leading the attendance. Mm-hmm. And to me, that was important. And we've got a lot of new promotions and new ideas and on the field and all kind of stuff that I like.
Stephen, what were your goals coming here?
First season, it's you got to learn a lot about the place you're going. Obviously, Miami has a very rich baseball tradition, and so the first year you don't want to come in and kind of change everything. You want to the fans expect certain things when they go to a Miami baseball game. Sweet Caroline, they like Piano Man on a Saturday night. So there's certain things that, and I just want to come in and kind of learn what all they do and see what we can keep doing to keep that tradition alive, but then also kind of take it to the next level and see what we can improve and make better. So,
well, let's see. You mentioned the Wizard of College Baseball. He had the dinner on the Diamond, and he had the trips to nowhere. I'm ready for the dinner on the Diamond again.
You are. No, well, we may be away from that. You know, that was with the AstroTurf.
That's right.
That's with the AstroTurf. But yeah, what's your favorite promotion? I want to ask that.
I would say one of the ones that I really enjoy is Bark in the Park, where we let fans bring their dog to the ballpark.
You got me.
Enjoy the game. So that's a neat one that fans. I mean, it's man's best friend, and so why not America's pastime with your best friend?
Of course, he's a great dog lover.
Absolutely.
And his dog name was Fenway.
Right. So
his great golden retriever was Fenway.
Yeah, I've always been a dog lover. Always had dogs, and a little tough in a condo now, but but it's yeah, that was I love that promotion, no question about it. A little confusion on that one, I think you told me after the fact, but it was
yeah,
it's good. You got to get the fans and an idea of what's going on. But that's you know what, I'll vote for that one again without question.
I still have two big series to be played: Hofstra this weekend, and then Duke coming in to close it out, and perhaps a regional as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're hoping to get some good crowds out. I know this next Friday we're doing a movie night After the game, we're going to invite fans down on the field, sit on a blanket in the outfield, and watch The Sandlot on the video board. So just a neat experience. Fans don't often get to go on the field and sit and watch a baseball movie after the game. We're hoping that'll get a good turnout.
One of the things about University of Miami baseball that is maintained through the years is the family atmosphere. And this is a pro town, and sometimes that might get away from some of the crowds. But at Mark Light and Alex Rodriguez Park, it's always been about a family atmosphere.
Absolutely. Families is what drives. If the kids want to go to the park and the kids have a great time, the parents are going to keep bringing them out. One of the things we tried to do this year was incorporate with our Sundays. Kids run the bases after the game. We have an inflatable zone set up for kids that they can bounce before the game, during the game. And then we do a lot of promotions tied to kids on Sundays. We had a Superheroes Day. We just had Mascot Day for Florida State. So try and make it a family-friendly place and get kids out there on Sundays.
A tug of war. I got to tell you, the tug of war was great. I didn't know exactly what was going on there, and when whoever's idea it was to get President Shalala involved in that and dragged all of them down, I thought that was a great.
It's helpful to be at a place where the administration is willing to help out. Shalala thought it was a great idea. I can't take credit for suggesting it to her, but just the fact that she wanted to be involved with that makes it fun for everyone.
Well, you're doing a great job. Thanks so much for being on the show. Welcome to
having
Miami.
me.
I like kids running the bases on Sundays, by the way, because the little kids running the bases today are the kids running the bases in 5 or 6 years wearing an orange and green uniform.
There's a lot of them out there. That's right. That's right.
All right, stay with us as we continue here on Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Jim Morse. We'll take a look ahead to Hofstra and the rest of the season as we continue right here on CSS. Welcome back to Hurricane Game Day here on CSS. I'm Joe Zagacki alongside University of Miami baseball coach Jim Morse. This weekend, Hofstra will pay a visit here to Alex Rodriguez Park, and then the Hurricanes will travel to Virginia for 3 games against the Cavaliers. So some important baseball coming up this week at a conference. One of the reasons why is because it's exam week.
Exactly. We have reading days Monday, Tuesday, then exams start on Tuesday, and then end the following Wednesday. So during that weekend, the ACC, during the middle of exams, do not schedule an ACC series, which is good, I think. And we try to schedule someone to come in there. It's hard, really, to find someone that can play that's got an open weekend like 2 weeks before the year's over with.
People don't realize, well, number one, you want to keep them all eligible.
Right.
And number two, to do well on all of their tests. And number three, by the time they get out there on Friday, they're kind of exhausted, at least mentally.
Well, we take 4 of those days off completely, which people don't realize, either. So it's giving the guys the time to study, but they're not getting their swings in, they're not lifting, they're not doing a lot of things that they normally would be doing to prepare to play. So it's definitely the game is something to get them out, and I think it's good. Probably gets them out and relax them on the weekend, and then they get back after it on Monday exams again. So
it's 3 fun and exciting games. Miami and Hofstra coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then the Hurricanes will be on the road. You're going to go to Virginia, back into ACC play, and there's a big opportunity out there because right now you're still just 3 games behind Virginia, and you can go up there and do some damage.
Well, BC actually just beat them this weekend, so on Saturday, so they are beatable. They're having a great season. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of question. They're the best club in the ACC right now, and everybody said that before the season started. Very talented with a lot of players coming back, and tough place to play at Virginia. They got a great record there. They got a great record overall, as you said, but it's going to be a challenge for us. But challenges, and that's the way you move up. We actually lost 2 out of 3 against Florida State and moved up in the RPI. That's the way you move up. So if you win 2 out of 3 or win 3 out of 3, then you leap a lot of teams.
But you're 3 games down with 6 to play, and 3 of those are against Virginia. So as we mentioned, there's an opportunity to cut into this and still win the conference, win the division going into the ACC tournament.
We'll control our own destiny, no question about that. We've got the 3rd best record in the Coastal Division and the 3rd best record in the conference, which again is kind of crazy.
This is going to be our last show until after the ACC tournament. You will go to the ACC tournament, and the format there will be the same as it has been the last several years, which is round robin 3 games, 2 divisions.
Right. Well, I think the ACC tournament for me is to set up for the NCAA tournament. It hasn't been like that before, and that's really what it's for, in my opinion. Is, yeah, we need an ACC champion, but we need something that sets the pitching up. It used to be a double elimination with all the teams. You blow out your pitching staff, you go to the NCAA, and you guys are exhausted because you pitch too much, and you need to have them ready for that NCAA tournament. Because as we know at Miami, that's the tournament that really matters. That tournament can get you the big ring, not necessarily an ACC ring. And I love the ACC ring. I actually got it on today, but the real deal is that big ring.
No question. Well, you're setting yourself up with an opportunity in the Coastal Division, still have the ACC tournament, and hopefully to host a regional here at Alex Rodriguez Park, and you have all the facilities and the amenities in order to host a regional.
Well, you're right, and I've still got the hopes on the Super Regional too,
right.
Joe. So let's hope we get hot right here at the end, and win a lot and do good in the ACC tournament, and we'd be sitting right here at home and hosting both.
All right, Coach. We're going to talk to you next after the selections are set up for the regionals. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
That's University of Miami head coach Jim Morris, and again, we'll join you in a couple of weeks as the Hurricanes get ready for postseason play. For Coach Morris, I'm Joe Zagacki and the entire crew. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Let's go. Come on, Dave. Come on. Let's go. Catchers, get out there. Anytime you're ready. Anytime you're ready. Good job now. Let's go. Good job hitting the cutoff, man. 15 minutes. Nobody on. Nobody on. Here we go. Man on second base. Man on second base. Mike, you got to see that ball a little bit and know the ball's in the gap. Watch the play. Show some instincts for the game. There's no way that ball's going to the plate. As soon as you make that decision, make it. So he'll get lined up right. Where are you supposed to be, Harold? Only time you're back here, is on a ball in the gap. Middle infielders, you guys got all the double cuts. So every double cut, you're going to second, except in the gap with a man on first. You got that, Kate? Okay. You guys talk to each other, too. Get it in! Get it in! Good. Why are we not finishing the play, Brad? What? Do our rundowns. We messed up a lot of rundowns. You got a guy in a rundown, do it. Guys, who called that? Did we have a play at third? Then the throw's got to go to second. That's a bad job of base running. I can't holler at the pitcher, but he should have been at second on that because he should have broke hard. There was nobody at second base. Catch the ball. Do not let the ball short hop you. Come on, hit him in the chest. You know, infielders, it doesn't matter. You got to move your feet. Don't let him short hop you. He's throwing the ball 150 feet.
You know, if you have the last play we just had with a man tagging on third, and then a man on first, and he's halfway because since it's deep out there and he's tagging. If there's no play, you know, we have
still got to go to second. If there's no play.
Do we say halfway for that runner or tagging for?
You got to call the play more than anything. He knows guys are going to be tagging. Second base. Tell him what base to throw to him.
You say halfway.
No, just holler 2-2-2. Okay. 2-2-2. His job is to throw it hard and get it in. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Outfielders go. Defense. Infielders, we got double play rotation. Ronnie, go ahead to right field. Ronnie, go to right field. Yeah, go to outfield.